Hello everyone, this is Tara and Ava. I am riding Ava on February 15th. Nothing new and exciting going on today really, just kind of a track of our progress to see how it's going. What I'm doing here is just a walk, trot, and canter. We're going to go to the right first and then we'll pick it up to the left. So one of the things I've been working on is trying to get Ava to stretch out and take a nice contact with the bit. Right now she sticks her head out nicely, but then she drops her head down and gets behind the bit. And so I'm just trying to figure out a way to keep her honestly working up towards the bit, but also maintaining a nice contact with the bit. So this is my learning curve and her learning curve, where I'm figuring out how much leg do I need to keep her out to the bit, and how much, means trot versus just stretch over your back and that sort of thing. I'm just coming back from riding my other horse, Donzer, and as I look at Ava, this is also a nice chance to critique my body position as we're going. One of the things I'm very happy with is that my lower leg is staying down around the horse. I'm keeping my feet in the stirrups nicely. I usually am having to fight a lot more with my legs drawing up. As I'm sitting the trot, my core is still much more squishy than I would like, so this is going to need to be fixed with more Pilates and more working on that position. And my elbows could be in just a little bit, but they're fairly close to my body. That's okay. I do have a little break in the line from my elbow down to the horse's mouth, so my reins probably need to be adjusted. Tipping forward just a little bit, I need to sit back on my seat just a little bit more. And you can see right now when I go into the canter, the back of my seat is coming up out of the saddle more than I want it to. And when I get the right amount in my lessons with Janet Foy, wow, that's a lot of stomach muscle to use to keep your seat back in that position and look like you're doing nothing. So that's going to be my continuing challenge. And what's interesting though is as I do get my seat back and in a better position, Ava actually prefers that. I had a horse before that would get a little claustrophobic, so I'm still working through that transfer from one horse to another. But Ava does actually like more of a contact. Here I like, as I went into my down transition, I let the reins out, but right at the end I dropped them a little bit too much to give her a pat. So I need to work on keeping a connection all the way down. So now I'm going to do the same thing to the left. One of the things you can see nicely from this video clip is the adjustment of her neck when she's got her head down right there, coming out of the saddle. That muscle right in front of the saddle all along her neck is very nice. But then you can see in just a minute when she pops her head up how that dips down in front of the saddle. So right there is very nice, and she tends to carry it very nice. But we'll look for it in a minute. When she pops her head up in the air, you can see that it dips down in front of the saddle, which is what you don't want to happen. So here's our canter to the left, and this one tends to fall in just a little bit, but it also feels a little easier for her. She seems to like to bend this direction a little easier. I think I'm sitting in the saddle a little bit better, but I'd still like to keep my seat down in the saddle a little more firmly. I think Ava is giving me actually a nice connection here, and I like her neck position in this canter. And it sure is a fun canter to ride. So that transition down, that's going to be our big nemesis that we're going to have to keep working on as we go. So here, I gave her a pat. I'm letting the reins out. Good.